researchers are hoping this new technology could eventually be introduced to zoos right around the world. But for visitors here at Melbourne Zoo, they may be lucky enough to experience it for themselves, with the trial running sporadically throughout the rest of the month.
Big government, anti-Second Amendment, pro-choice. More importantly, though, this is terrible for Rubio, this aide continued, arguing that he cannot line up the establishment. That's the same argument that we heard from John Kasich's spokesperson, who essentially called this a nightmare for Marco Rubio.
Yeah, Adam, a panel fell off of one of the trains. The T says from now on, every 2 months or so, they'll be taking a look at the bolts that hold those panels in place to make sure they are secure. People.
It's funny because this is an empty bottle.
Not entirely. Conditions were so treacherous in Christchurch this morning that even those taking to the streets were finding it slippery.
I'm Stu Mills in Carlton Place with a story about a one-eyed...
Let's have a look at your morning commute, and we've got a couple of issues on the go this morning as we take... Okay, this is my phone, not my clicker. Okay, sorry, that just happened.
We did it, guys! Freeway free!
I am never going back in the water.
Due to the clown's driving through downtown Toronto with a few other clowns when he noticed a man acting strangely. Due to the clowns saw the man running toward two women, so he yelled out a warning. The women jumped in the clown car. And then seconds later, the man attacked the car, ripped off the side mirrors. Those women were safe, and it's all thanks to Doo-Doo. Doo-Doo, the clown, says that he's glad that he was there to help. He knows it could have been a really bad situation.
I know somebody that looks just like that.
Yeah. Okay. I have weather to talk about.
Yes, you do.
Okay. Thanks, Terrell.
Just to start reading a new weather term this morning.
It's nippy.
It is nippy out.
It's not nipply.
We're going to add up to our rain. Hey, Reva, how's it going, girl? Hey.
Que el detrás de cámara siempre es muy divertido. Por ejemplo, ahí en la tina, pues la verdad es que yo estaba en shorts y en una blusita y ahí pues no aparece. Entonces, la verdad es que bien divertido. Estábamos ahí jugando mucho con el tema del agua porque estaba bien caliente el agua y luego que la espuma y que ponle más y la verdad es que bien divertido, muy muy padre.
A ver, Janet, ya aquí ya subió la temperatura, mejor platícanos cómo va a estar el clima en estos días.
Selfie stick, ¿verdad? Con el selfie stick.
Watching the roadways for you, wanted to shart.
Now, no delays associated with that, and green in both directions. We will have another full update. What? All right.
When did we get an elevator in the studio? That's cool.
How much you spent?
21.
21? And how much do you think you'll spend on the entire trip?
30 grand.
30? You mean 3?
Well, I spent 21,000 on the tickets.
21,000? I thought you were 2,100.
Don't tell my wife.
Are you joking right now?
No.
Why?
Well, for 4 tickets. For the 4 of us.
Wow, that's
through
a lot,
Prime
man.
Sports, got the tailgate thing, the Broncos tailgate package, all that jazz. So.
And what if you guys lose?
We're not going to.
But what if you do?
That's the latest live here from the scene.
Fucking awesome.
Yeah. It really is. You know, we spent countless nights just looking around the mall.
Just look at Cruz and Rubio right now. They have the exact same vote count.
We always take something away from every meeting we have.
You know how this fire started?
Yes, I do. It was because of my cousin. And I don't want to mention no names.
Your cousin?
Yes.
And you say you think your cousin started this. Do you know how or why?
He's mad because he can't get with me. I'm married to my husband. And it's a long story. Just make it short. Yeah.
I had to park my car underneath there because I couldn't go nowhere. Because I seen the tree limbs and stuff like flying everywhere. Tree limbs, you know what I'm saying? Like from the trees.
Tree limbs from the trees. Who knew? All right. On to other stories.
This afternoon's thunderstorms. There was a report of a tornado touching down Refugio County.
Oh, man, it all went down, man. I stayed right next door, man, from the thing that happened, man, the barbecue, man. I was barbecuing, man. I seen some fire just come out the window, man. The window busted out, man. Only thing I think first, man, make sure them ribs is right. And I ran in and got my family, man. Brung everybody out safely, man. I carry everybody out myself, man. You know what I mean? And keep this PG, everybody myself, man. I did that. Feel me? Did I get any injuries? Yeah. Oh, no, I ain't get no injuries and stuff except for all the smoke in my lungs and stuff. I already had smoke in my lungs, so I'm all right.
So I'm out here with Jocelyn Whitehead, who is a family friend of the male victim who was shot earlier today. And Jocelyn, what did he say?
He was like, all I heard was saying, help me, help me. I got to pee.
Oh, that's what he said?
I got to pee.
Oh.
I'm peeing myself.
Do you know where he was shot at on his body?
I think in the side right there.
So he was shot on the arm and his leg, or arm and his stomach?
I just peed on myself.
Oh. It's okay. Don't worry about it. But
I'm wet.
No. So afterwards, can you describe to people who don't know him? His name was Michael. You said.
I think his name was
Mike. Okay, we'll be right back.
Exatamente agora que o garoto.
We have about 200 kids that will run a mile this morning as well. That is so cute. All right.
Os buracos foram tapados com barro e os veículos passam em alta velocidade.
That's ESPN NFL insider John Clayton with the insight and the latest for us on SportsCenter.
To push him out of business, and she doesn't think that he can operate fairly.
Good morning, John and Randy. I can tell you that I just learned that about 35 people from the assisted living facility have been transported to Mercy Jefferson Hospital.
Well, we were have pretty much evacuating the building. We were waiting for the children to finish evacuating.
Heads up, heads up, heads up, heads up, heads up, heads up!
You do not want to be out here joyriding. VDOT is asking folks to stay off the roads, and that helps them move along quicker here. But if you can take a look at the road here, obviously the buffoonery has returned, but...
Yeah, Marnie, we were right in the middle of it when that violence occurred earlier. One of the Seattle police officers came down on his bike. We got a guy here dancing around. This is pretty similar to what we've seen tonight, but I would prefer dancing rather than some of the violence and some of the other property damage that we've seen tonight. Seattle police have them hemmed in. Sir, let me tell your story. Seattle police have them hemmed in here and are allowing them to express their message as long as they stay in this area. Just over my shoulder here and just past my friend there is where they had the fire last year in the middle of the intersection that shut down the traffic. Tonight, they are not letting anybody downtown as far as protesters are concerned.
Cannot repeat the advice often enough from the Gardaí. Don't make unnecessary journeys. Don't take risks on treacherous roads. And don't swim in the sea. Incredibly, people have been spotted in the water here in Blackrock and Salt Hill both today and yesterday. Galway City Council say their actions are idiotic. Not only are they putting their lives in danger, but it is unacceptable and unforgivable to put the lives of people in the rescue services at danger as well.
Kamionthogy nem tudom, hogy körülbelül 140 kilométeres sebesség, hát hihetetlen.
Couple of minutes, it's really picked up. I think that's an understatement. It's raining quite a lot in Foxborough. Before it was raining this heavily, we managed to talk to a couple of fans who had an opinion or two about what was going on.
The proper way to sled down a hill that's more muddy than snowy, they say no matter what, just have fun, use your hands, and make sure you steer. Oh, boy.
While we apologize, we lost Evan there. We'll move on to another story now.
Rob, let's see it. Wow. Look at that. Yeah, Rob. Whoa, whoa. Whitlock, make it rain. Whoa. Nicely done, Rob. Magic Mike 3.
This is a house party. Rob Gronkowski.
A crazy weekend here. We got a dog that's, we're in Fraser right now. Go on.
Quit. I got a dog that's apparently taking a liking to me, and get down, boy. Get out of here. It's a stray dog. I'm really kind of... I tell you, we're going to come back to you, because I can't get this thing to leave me alone. We'll be back.
All right.
Well, time now for our focus on your health. Mike, you got anything over there for your health?
Why don't we go to break? We'll be right back.
He said he'd had an emergency defecation situation and needed to use her bathroom, but the judge in the case found he had a sexual motive.
An emergency defecation situation.
Anyway, carry on, Hillary.
Yeah, just as you
I'm having one myself. Because this next story is so tragic, I cannot be laughing. Right. Investigators believe a bomb caused the explosion on a plane which has just taken off from the Somali capital of Mogadishu. The blast blew a hole in the side of the plane, and one of the 74 passengers on board was sucked out, which is terrible. And I'm not laughing at that. As the plane was at relatively low altitude, there was no violent decompression, and it held together. No one has responsibility. Today could be the day I lose my job.
Don't be surprised if you hear lightning, see thunder.
After midnight, and once that front pushes through.
Well, I hope your first morning of 2016 is off to a pretty good start. You're going to need to...
Sí, la verdad es